Good afternoon and welcome to the Fab Show. Yes, we are fabulous and we are going to be celebrating those fabulous, wonderful lives today together with all of you throughout the world. We're glad you're here. And you know what? We're going to get right to it because this is an important show. I'm so excited about it. Oh, what do you think? Let's talk. I got some of my friends here and I'm so excited. My name is Tamara Hunter and yes, I am your host this week and I am sharing. Oh, thank you. You gave it away, Lisa Brown, one of my buddies for life. I love you dearly. And yes, it's my birthday today and I'm celebrating with all of you guys, but this is not about me. However, we're going to spend a few minutes here and I hope you guys will indulge me because you know what? I love these people and I was surprised this morning with this beautiful video gift, and we're going to be talking about video, and we're going to be talking about celebrating our wonderful lives together and giving each one of you tips and tricks. And so I want you to have your pencil and paper near because you're going to get some actual information that I think you're going to want to record. And so with that, I'm going to go around the horn right now and then we're going to share a video. As all of you know, I look at this as an open house. It's the way I run my house. And so we may have people coming and going. It's a party, you know, and so celebrate with us as we have some technical revolving door going on a bit. So Kim, why don't we start with you? Kim, tell us who you are and where are you today?
Absolutely. Well, happy birthday, Tamara. Thank you for having me. Good to be here. I am in Southern California and I am an authentic confidence coach, of course, also show host of this show and others. And I love that we are going to be talking about celebrating our wonderful lives and through video. Tamara, we can all do this. So I'm grateful to be here. I'll say more later.
I'm glad you will. Okay. And below me, Skip
Hello,
Poe.
It's Poe, Skip Poe. You know me as both. I'm in the Ozark Mountains here in North Arkansas. I'm a storyteller, filmmaker, musician, and just been here for quite a while and witnessed a lot of anniversaries. And happy birthday, Tamara! Big anniversary and other anniversaries significant to what brought us together a long time ago. So happy to be here.
Thank you. And Janice.
I'm here at the Nature Connection in Fox, Arkansas, and happy birthday, Tamara. It's so good to see you again.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I'm just sitting out here in my little wilderness spot in my little cabin and getting ready to see what's going on the show today.
Awesome. And we have below me now
Juanita.
There we go. Oh, she's okay. Wait a minute. There you go.
Yeah, thank you so much, guys. I had to move location quickly because just as we started, I dropped my signal. So just happy to be in the studio with you guys.
And Juanita from Kapp, and where are you today?
I am in Texas. I'm streaming from Texas today.
Excellent. Okay, so I had this waiting for me. We're going to play it. And yes, it has a few of all of the people here, or a few of them. And then we're going to be diving into how can you, because this is really about you. We're taking a little bit to set this up. And the reason that I picked this subject is because we have those moments in time in our lives. And it could be our birthdays. It could be at the beginning of the year. It could be an anniversary in regards to, it could be a wedding anniversary. It could be a big event anniversary. It could be because of a health situation and some triumph anniversaries. And we look at our wonderful lives and we maybe even take inventory. But if it's really wonderful to be able to look back and pictures and video and such things. And we're going to be diving into that and how you out there can start today. That is going to be the challenge, to start today. Yet, this was the video that I had waiting for me this morning. I love it. I love it. Here we go.
You gotta come up with it. Poe and Mo. That's what I was gonna say. It's Poe and Mo show. It's a birthday show for Tamara. And so we're giving a gift to somebody that gives back so much. Okay, so what are we gonna sing for a birthday?
Well,
is there a song that goes with birthday songs? Happy birthday!
Let's do that one.
Why didn't I think of that? Okay. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Tamara. Happy birthday to you. Now, let's pick it up one more time. We're going to do it faster because things are happening so fast. So we got to do fast birthday. Ready? And happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Tamara. Happy birthday to you. Mwah.
Ooh la la cha cha! It's your birthday. It's your birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Tamara. Thomas, Coco, and I wish you a happy birthday loaded with fun, loving joy. And we just want you to know how much we love you and make it the best year yet.
Hey, Tamara, here's a birthday joke for you.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Bacon.
Bacon who?
I'm baking a cake for your birthday.
Ah! Wah, 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 wah. Hey, Tamara, I hope you have a wonderful birthday. Much love to you. Bye.
Bye-bye. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, my dear, dear soul sister. Happy birthday to you, Tamara Hunter. You serve so many and you're so beautiful. And as my mama would say, how old are you? How old are you? How old are you? How old are you? And then you say, I am 25 years old. I am 25 years young. I am 25. You got it. I love you so much. Happy birthday. I celebrate you.
Happy birthday, Tamara. I would sing for you, except you would not be able to unhear that. And I would hate to dampen your birthday with that. So I just want to say, I wish you every blessing, every joy, and may all of the blessings and love and beneficence and sweetness and honesty and beauty that you give to other people come back to you in an unlimited way. Happy birthday, Tam.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Tamara. Happy birthday to you.
From Gloria. Take care.
And the many
Love you, Tamara.
Happy birthday, Tamara.
Birthday.
I love you.
That is precious. Thank you, everyone that was involved in that. And the grand finale was truly spectacular. I loved it, loved it, loved it. So thank you so much. And thank you for all of you that are out there live and in replay that are sharing all the wishes. And I want to say publicly thank you for the amazing amount that I had waiting for me in all of my inboxes everywhere. So thank you for that. Now let's turn this around. And my gift from, is really for you. What I would like to do is encourage all of you right now to be thinking about how your wonderful life, what is it about your wonderful life? Who's in your wonderful life? What are you doing in your wonderful life? And we're going to be teaching some different ideas and tricks and tips throughout this show. So again, be ready. And we're going to start right now with one of the reasons I entitled this is one of our panelists and I share a favorite movie together. Many of you have it also. It's A Wonderful Life. And really thought about that, and he picked up on it. And here's a little video that Skip did. I love it. And it's going to encourage you all. So here you go.
Each of us have a valuable life story to share. Let's look at two amazing stories. What's the difference between George Bailey's It's a Wonderful Life versus Poe's Wonderful Life? Well, not as much as you might think. Frank Capra's 1946 movie featured the spirit of a young man facing life's adventure. Jimmy Stewart played a character who gave his heart to his community, his family, that drove him to decisions that could have ended his life. It took an angel revealing just how many lives he had touched, had changed, and inspired to be the best they could be.
Strange, isn't it? Each man's life touches so many other lives. When he isn't around, he leaves an awful hole, doesn't he?
Get me back! Get me back! I don't care what happens to me! Get me back to my wife and kids! Help me, Clarence, please! Please! I want to live again!
It soon became evident to George Bailey.
You see, George, you really had a wonderful life.
Now, introducing Poe and his wonderful life. Perhaps you've heard of the fool's journey. It's also known as the hero's journey. It's the journey of self-discovery, growth, and transformation. It's a journey that's symbolized by innocence, ignorance, and potential. Through various challenges and experiences on this journey, help the fool's journey to grow and evolve, transforming into the hero's journey. Poe, also known as Skip, is launching a series of life adventures and is encouraging each of you to begin recording, sharing your own life adventures. Each chapter of our lives are treasures, our legacy that can help inspire others, teach through our experiences, and be preserved now for generations to come. History is made from stories of the past. Let's preserve our history, beginning with you and me. So let's do this together.
Okay, so Skip, let's talk. You were that one with the dark hair with the big camera, huh?
Yeah, the big cameras. Actually, those were small cameras. Some of our cameras were huge, but it was that back in the day of storytelling. Everything was storytelling, and that's what drew me to what I did then and what I do now, and even as a kid. And if you look back, I mean, when we're coloring and when we're writing and doing, fun stories, it's all about the storytelling. I mean, go back to the cavemen. They wrote on walls and they chiseled in stone. Right now, our stories are really our treasures to leave a legacy for, future generations and to preserve them at a time where so many things are changing. If we go inside and touch our heart and what we connect to, be it nature, like what Janice does, or so many things that all of our panels do that brought us together back with the big C word. Those stories helped others to heal and help us all to kind of move through our challenges, that we're not alone, and that we can take our stories as valuable, tidbits from the past and apply them not only to our own life and grow from it, but to share it with others.
I love that. I love it. And is there anything that anybody would like to share here? Because what I would like to do is share a video in just a moment, but is anybody that would like to say something in regards to what Skip just shared?
I'll add something.
Okay.
In the video that Skip created, it was awesome. I love how it included the personal development component, and it goes right along with a video clip that someone just sent me this morning, and I wanted to quote something I heard because it relates. So it was a video clip of actor Sir Ian McKellen from Lord of the Rings, and he was saying, practice any art, music, singing, dancing, acting, drawing, painting, sculpture, poetry, fiction, essays, reportage, no matter how well or badly, not to get money and fame, but to experience becoming, to find out what's inside you to make your soul grow. And I just completely agree, because when we set out to create anything, I have found it never stays with the original vision. It grows as I just simply start. And so I love that Skip included that in his video about it being this hero's journey and all this unfolding that comes along with it.
And you sent me a video that I want to share. One of the things that one of the reasons I love It's a Wonderful Life or anything with Jimmy Stewart in it is because he reminds me of my grandpa. And I was talking to you, Kim, about that. And I wish that I had video of my grandfather. I don't. However, I do have some audio. I don't have video. And you said, I have something I'm going to share with you. And you gave me permission to share it with everyone else. We're going to share right now.
Oh, man.
Merry Christmas, Grandpa.
Okay.
Okay.
In days of TikTok and all the video that's out there right now that we can be doing of ourselves, so many do selfie videos. Not everyone, but many do. Yet, to have even that little clip of your grandfather, how precious is that?
It is so precious to me. When he died, I was so grateful that I had that, because he passed away just a few months after that. And it was just that short little clip. You hear everyone laughing. It's very characteristic of my family. And he was losing his hearing at the time. So I don't even know if he fully understood what I had said to him. But just to hear his voice, the way that he responded, and of course, see his stance, it's so heartwarming. I'm so grateful that I have that. So thank you. Yeah.
You're welcome. And what I'd like to do is open it up to others here, in the digital studio and the audience. And I would love for you to be sharing your thoughts in regards to video, pictures, books, any of y'all, because we said video and more. We're diving more into video today, yet I am considering splitting this up and incorporating a few more shows with some actual techniques of how we can be celebrating our wonderful lives and having them as memories, because oh my goodness, we need to be doing this. And when you think about that holiday, and here you're all together and you hear the laughing and you hear everything, and there he is, and he's got the grandpa hat. I love it. And then, like you shared, it was only a few months later. We just never know.
Never know.
So, I want to say thank you for sharing that, because to me, it was just like, it warmed my heart. And what I would like to be able to do to now is be able to share, because there's all sorts of different types of video out there. Kim is everybody here has been involved in video, but we're going to be getting to one because not everybody is involved in video where they are even comfortable with it. And that's okay too. That we have someone on the panel and we're going to be talking about that also, because video and our phones, I bet you anything, if I was to say right now, everybody watching this show, do you have a phone? Most everybody would say, yeah, of course. And if you look at it, most people know that it has a camera. Does everybody know that most phones have video? Okay, so this is how easy it is for each one of you to take some of these challenges we're going to be throwing out. There's all sorts of different types of videos that we can be creating. And Kim, you created one for the Tour of Love that we did a few years back. And it explains a little bit about a vision that you have of something that you have a real true emotional tie to, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay, so we're going to share this, and so we can talk about that.
Every day can be a new day, regardless of what's happening around you, when you know and fully embrace how amazing you have always been.
Hi, my name's Kim O'Neill.
I help heart-centered professionals who are amazing at what they do be able to confidently and authentically express that about themselves in interviews and everyday life. I support the Chemo Buddies for Life mission as they uplift and help each other in moving through and beyond cancer. It's a big world out there, and it's waiting just for you. Every day is a new day, and it's your time to rise and shine.
Wow.
Every day is a new day. I love that. How'd you come up with the name of that?
That's a great question. The Every Day's a New Day. Well, so Every Day's a New Day has become the name of my show, which I haven't been doing new episodes lately. But I think it derived out of my own experiences and also working with other people of having those experiences in life where you feel like you're at the bottom and you might feel like you're suffering in silence. And to know that even in those moments, especially in those moments, there is always hope. Every day is always a new day. Just because you've been in one place does not mean that's what's going to continue for the rest of your life. And so it had something to do with that. That's how I came up with that.
And how perfect is that? How perfect is that for what it is that we're talking about? Would anybody like to share right now in regards to that?
Well, I think that was just great. It was fantastic, and it kind of challenges us all to step out there and do those videos, you know, and do those things that we have in our minds. And I don't know, can I kind of talk about what I'm doing?
Sure. Absolutely.
Well, I'm at a place that I call the Nature Connection in a very rural kind of wilderness area of Arkansas. And my approach may be a little bit different because I don't have a lot of experience with videoing and all of that stuff. But what I've done is created something for the future, because I know that we're going to be doing a documentary on the Nature Connection, which is a way in which we can reach people and bring them back to nature. And so I created a book called The Nature Connection. And what I do in this book, which maybe seem really odd to some, but I tell stories about the Nature Connection, about experiences with nature, and then I share those stories with children at the place where I work, which is a state park here in Arkansas, and I volunteer, and I read my stories. I have quite a few of them right now. They're mostly stories with animals I've rehabilitated, flying squirrels, turtles, deer, all that sort of thing, and I've written these stories up, but they will be published when I have enough that I feel like I can have a collection of them. But what I also do in my book, which this may seem weird, but it's not, is I keep the receipts and the progress of everything that has happened here at the Nature Connection, even maps and sketches and ideas. I don't know if you can see this, of things I want to do for the future at the Nature Connection. And in this way, what I have is like a chronology of events that have happened that are going toward making this thing real. So I do like a diary every day. I journal about what happened that day, and then I keep all of the receipts from the various contractors, because I've had RV sites set up. I've had, sewer lines put in. I've had water and electricity put in. And what I want to do is have a chronology of when all those things happen, so that when we do get ready, say we start to produce elderberry syrup from the abundance of elderberry that's here, we'll have an idea of what steps led up to that. And then when we do a documentary, we'll kind of know, what, not only what everything cost, but what it took to lead up to that event. So that's sort of what I'm doing. And, meanwhile, I have my neat pictures of things I've done in my life to lead up to the point where I am able to establish the Nature Connection and can share this with other people. So there's a lot of stuff going on in the background that hasn't led up to the video yet, or, well, there is a video, but it's not the completed portion. But anyway, that's just me.
Well, and I appreciate you going so thoroughly into all of this, because truthfully, it does go 100% into what it is that we're all about for this, and celebrating our wonderful lives, because she's celebrating the Nature Connection. Yet, did you hear what she was doing? She's got the 3-ring binder. She's got, she's putting them in her. There's all sorts of different ways of celebrating our lives and having that documented, and so that you have it later. And that's hand in glove in what we are sharing today. Also, yes, you probably figured it out that Janice is the one that, when I said, I would like you to be on this show in regards to digital, and video, and it's just like, Deborah, I don't do it. That it's not as much, it's not really much. And I'm like, yes, but you just had a video done of the Nature Connection, and someone that does video, right? Wink, wink. Right. And it's beautiful. And so what we're sharing here is, even if you are like, I don't know if I have a video, I don't know if I can do videos on my phone, that's okay. Most likely someone does. And you can say, okay, look and see, and then show me how, or turn it on and I'll talk, because we all know how to talk on our phone, right? So let's look at this video that we're talking about of the Nature Connection, and then we're going to keep going, because I have something in regards to the idea of books too.
I'm starting with what I can afford and what I can do right here. I receive messages from God. He has called me to do this, and I must do it. And the fact that other people think I'm crazy, it really doesn't matter. I'm beyond that point. I believe that we're put here on this earth to love and help each other. And I have found a lot of therapeutic value to being quiet with the animals, to walking in the woods and, being among the leaves changing color and the seasons changing, learning the calls of the birds and the squirrels and all that sort of thing. Through this process of being in touch with nature, people can discover the peace that they find in being in nature. Seems like my whole life has been building up to this point. Like, now that I've given you all of this knowledge and all of these experiences, and this is part of your spirit, what are you going to do with it? And I don't want to just get old and die. I want to share this with others.
How does it feel watching that?
Wow. Well, obviously, I didn't do it. I didn't prepare it. I was just kind of talking, and you know, I was just the one. It makes me very, very proud and honored to be, you know, part of something like that. And so I guess, you know, I don't know, this may not be where we're supposed to be going, but maybe you don't have to be able to video it if you know someone who can.
Well, no, this is exactly where we're going. And in fact, what I'm going to do is, okay, so Skip, you are, you guys haven't figured it out. Yes, Skip O did it. And I love the twangy. I love the twangy music. I love it. I love it. I love it. So you have in there, and you guys, I want you to go back and watch all this later, because you use still photos, you use video, and you interview, right? So how long did it take you to do all of that? You are muted.
As you start to grab elements along the way, you have an intention, first of all. Just like, what's the intention to tell the story? You know, it could go into a whole lot of information, make it an hour or 2 hour long video, but in 2 minutes, if you were to show somebody, like, what is the original intention of the story that this person wants to share with whatever audience she wants to share with, and whoever that is. And once you kind of define, you know, that what that is inside of you, you start to grab elements. You tell things, you grab pictures, which you had, you pick a piece of music that really sets, to me, kind of the vibrational foundation. And we've written songs and done incredible because it's been an inspiration. We couldn't find the right, you know, thing. And then you take graphics that are simple, or maybe they're elaborate, depending on what tells the story. You don't do it for the sake of the, you know, of the effect. And then you really, instead, you don't just, like so many people, and I've worked with thousands of, you know, different CEOs and politicians or whatever. Everybody's worried about the words. Get the words just right. Get the feeling, because we're talking about a visual medium here. We're talking about something that people relate to, and you can tell somebody that's, you know, full of crap or whatever just by the way they look, or you can see that they truly have a pure intention. And that's what needs to come across visually, because out of every message, the most important piece that's the message carrying is the visual. That's 80% of it. And then the next piece is the sound you expect to hear with it, the sound effects you add to it, the music, and the smallest piece is the spoken word, which is oftentimes where we all start. So trying to gather the experience that sometimes don't even need words. That's somebody asked me once, like, you're a great storyteller. How did you learn that in college or whatever? I was on the board of a documentary film festival, and they asked me that, and they said, did you learn that in school, like how to tell great stories visually? And I said, well, interestingly, I guess it's because I'm illiterate. I don't use words. If I can't tell the story visually, then I have to come up with some words. So reaching down and finding the spirit and the intention in your story is really most valuable to, because that preserves the spirit for others to share. That spirit that's in everything, the trees, the birds, our heart, our soul.
Mm-hmm. I said that I was going to share about books too, and I want to clarify. And Gloria, who is this week, she's actually here in the studio. We have a production team, and she's one of our production team members, Gloria Rand. she and I were speaking and preparing for the show, and she said, "Yeah, I went on a trip, and well, she's going to tell you, and she's going to show you something." And Skip, it's exactly what you and I were speaking about the other day. And here we go.
I love taking pictures of events and special occasions or just fun times, like the time that my daughter and I took a trip to Chicago and Minneapolis during the winter because she had never seen snow. And, took lots of pictures with our camera, our wonderful phone that we're able to do nowadays. And of course, we can go back and look at them on the computer, but there's just something great about being able to look at them in person and be able to have a book that I can go back in and I can look at these wonderful pictures, and it brings back the memories of the time that we spent together because it was a lot of fun. and when I'm going through this book and I'm looking at the pictures, it's like I'm immediately brought back there. So if you've got pictures sitting in your camera, you need to get them out of there and get them someplace where you can actually look at them, because in the old days before digital cameras, we put together photo books and memory books, and so there's no reason you can't do that with the pictures you take on your phone as well.
Okay, so I want to share that I do these for regular pictures, and then and have a number of them for different family units and such things. It's like, how do we organize these things? There's all sorts of different ways, and we can go into other shows, but I really did want to highlight the fact that Skip and I were talking about the fact that you have the phone, you do video, you take a picture. What do you do with it after that? Skip, we're not going to go into the story, but you lost your phone in a lake one time, right? Yep.
Yep,
Okay,
I sure
so
did.
Did you find it?
No, it's about 16 feet underwater, and it was like, okay. I was worried about surviving. I flipped the boat and I had to swim back, so I didn't worry about my phone until after I survived.
There you go. Sometimes we have to go with the what is at hand. And there's so many people out there right now that we talk about, and so many people have been I was woke up in the middle of the night with thunderstorm alerts and all sorts of stuff. We're going into hurricane season. We've got different things going on. Guys, it happens every year. It's nothing new. Yet, what do you do about it? What do you do about it? And so that, what do people say? If something happens, the most important thing that I wish I would have grabbed is that picture of someone that, those are the things that are the most important. We can go into this more, but I want to have a big overview on this show right now that we are celebrating our wonderful lives. We can get our phones out. We can start today. We can be taking pictures. What is it that's your thing? Is it books? Is it video? Is it still photography? Is it writing? Whatever it may be, there you go. That's where you start. You start today. And we're going to go into it in a moment. Juanita gave us a really great kind of an overview. So I told you guys, and I'm giving you notice right now, get your pencils and your papers, because she's not saying it. She did a PowerPoint almost presentation for you guys with different ideas of how you can actually go about this to get started. Yet, and Juanita, we haven't really heard from you because I know you've been going in and out. I do want to get to you, but then I want to go into a couple more videos. But what you've heard so far, you are here in the States. You're from South Africa. I have been watching a documentary in the last couple of days about South Africa and some stuff down there. And I think about this. you come from an area that is so completely, if you will, very different and yet the same, right? What do you do? And you're a coach and you share with us, and here you had a lot of really good information. What is your feeling about this subject matter?
I think it's so important, Tamara. I love the theme that you chose because it's a contemporary topic. These days, we rely so much on technology. We rely so much on AI that we kind of forget that going back to the basics, and that's something that I mentioned in my video as well, is very important. I used this illustration with someone the other day, and I said, my children are 9 years apart. They were born 9 years apart. So my daughter was, she was born in the time where we still had the albums and we printed every photo and we made these beautiful collections, and my son was born 9 years later in 2011, just like that exactly. And most of what I have of him is digital. And the question that you raised was, what happens when we lose this digital copy? So I've made it a point now, since you and I had the discussion, I'm compiling everything now so that I can have a printed copy, not only of my daughter, but of my son and of us. Because, as everybody here has been speaking, all the wonderful guests, I was thinking to myself, we don't just want to keep those memories for ourselves. We want it in printed fashion. We want it in hard copy, because that is the beauty of sharing our experiences with our family and our friends. And that's part of, and I heard the word legacy in here, that's part of our legacy. It's part of our story. So I love personally to have a book in hand with a cup of coffee and to sit and read. It's nothing, I love also doing research on the computer, but sometimes, I just want to get away and have that physical book in my hand. And I want to be able to pass that over to the generations to come. So I love the topic you chose, and I completely agree with all the wonderful speakers. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you. We have here one of the guests that I wanted to have. He's actually working, but I asked for him to compile his thoughts, and he sent me a video, and I do want to share it. Kevin Beverly is the videographer that when I ran for Impactor, many of you that are here remember those days. I saw Teresa Schneider. She was one of, he actually did her video also for the hometown video. And I didn't want to do it. I almost pulled out of the whole process because I didn't want to have to go and do this hometown video. There were some things I just wasn't ready to face. And sometimes it might not be that even the technology, it might be the subject matter. Yet if we have someone there with us, it can make a huge difference. And he said, I got your back, Tamara. Let's do this. And I want to share this because I think it's important, because our lives are important. It's like you said, Kim, the stories that you share on your show are the ones that sometimes, you're coming out of tough subjects, and we need to be able, because that's still a part of our lives. And many times we overcome those things, and to do it together is the way to do it, with love. Here we go.
Welcome everybody to this video. I am Kevin. It's nice to meet you. So I'm going to start off with a few things. I'm going to ask a few questions just to keep in mind, and then I'm going to follow that with a story. So the first question is, have you ever experienced an emotional challenge? Have you ever had someone pass away in your family? Have you ever had a breakup with maybe your significant other or a girlfriend, boyfriend, whoever it may be? And then have you ever actually visited your own hometown? So with all that in mind, imagine creating a hometown video where you must go back to your own hometown that has all of these memories, good and bad, all these different types of triggers, whether it's emotional, positive, or negative, as well as remembering all these different types of people, whether you have your parents that are still alive or maybe they have passed away. Imagine all those different things. That is what Tamara and I got to experience when we went back to her hometown. Those are the things that she had to overcome. And then on the other side of that is, as a videographer, being professional, at the same time, I'm dealing with my own stuff, my own breakups and my own challenges and things as well. So in front of the camera, Tamara is working and having a tremendous breakthrough in part of her life. At the same time, I'm working through my own stuff and being professional. Now here comes the curveball is when everything is said and done, I went back and I began to edit. The first breakthrough that I had was that I can actually channel all of that emotion into a project. So much so that at the end of the project and the final review of the final product in front of a large audience, people began to cry that were in the audience. That is the power of video and anchoring emotions into the videos. So when it comes to other videographers, I encourage you, be authentic, be real, because people are really looking for that. There's so much social media out there that just, bogs people down with this is what it looks like. It's almost like a front or a mask. How about remove that mask, show people who you really are. That is where life truly begins. So for that, I encourage you, step out of your comfort zone and go out and create. And I'll see you in the next video.
I love that. Step out of your comfort zone and create. And that's the theme. And you don't have to be a professional. That's the thing. We can step out of our own comfort zones today, guys. Today. We have our phones. We can video. And if you need help, ask your friends. I mean, my grandson, I think before he was 1, knew how to get in and do stuff that I had no clue, and I don't think I still do. And, it's amazing how our youth understand the technology. There are so many that do. Do not let anything stand in your way. Anybody have anything that you'd like to share before we go on? Skip?
Absolutely.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Juanita.
I absolutely love Kevin's video, and it's so true. I was thinking about, and I actually spoke to Skip about it the other day. When you're a videographer and you're putting together that production, you're putting together that film that you want to bring to the world. Our emotions are involved, right? So all the elements that we use that he mentioned, the music and the pictures and the video. Sometimes we use the audio of the video, Skip will know as well. And sometimes we take the audio out and we just use the music. That is so beautiful, guys. It's a piece of art that we're working on. And you talked about a still picture, Tamara, and I thought about that saying that says a picture can say 1,000 words. Right. So let's do what Tamara is encouraging the audience and these wonderful panelists, and let's start backing up and compiling it.
Yes. And in fact, okay, guys, I mean, I'm not just saying this. I actually went over to my storage and I had some stuff in there that I've been like, okay, I got to find this. And I went over and I pulled family members and I'm like, we are not coming back. I'm on a mission until I find some of these things. So I found some of the old VHSs. Then I found the machine that I had to still have learned how to use it, but I bought it. I have a machine that I can take these things, I can put them in here somehow, and I can have it all come out into the digital on the other side. Okay, now, I'm not just saying, let's do this. And do you know that not only can you either put it onto a stick, or you can do DVDs, which I've done a lot of those. And then there's even fun things that you can even do, like have pictures on top of your DVDs, and so that you can make it all nice and neat. We're going to maybe even talk about Christmas in July next month, and we can start. There's all sorts of things we can be doing. It's just start today. That's the thing. Start today. So what we're going to do right now is you created for us a kind of a worksheet, kind of like some tips and some tricks and some, and then what we're going to do is we're going to go around to all of us. And I'm not going to show the hometown video. However, you guys can look it up. It's on YouTube. Just look at Tamara Hunter hometown video. You'll be able to watch it, and because I many have seen it, but it really shows the emotions that I was having. And I now have this. I have this for generations to come. Am I grateful for it? Yes. Was it hard to do? Absolutely, 100%. But I had someone holding my hand that I trusted and loved. and he was there with me. And sometimes that's what we need, just like Janice and Skip, there for each other. And Kim, can I tell you again, when I saw your grandpa, it was like, yes, you got that. Juanita, let's do this. Let's watch your video that you prepared for us. Then what we're going to do is we're going to go around the horn, and many of us use even some other editing or other things that are our favorites. I've given you guys plenty of notice, but go. I want you to write this down or watch this again, write it down, because you can start today. This stuff is not hard. If I can do it, trust me, you can do it. Okay, here we go. Thank you for that. Such great information. And guys, you can watch it and pause, write things down. This is really, it's easy. It's much easier than we ever think it is. So what we're going to do right now is go around, and we have many contributors or many show hosts and people that do their own editing out watching right now live. And I know that we'll watch it in replay. I want you guys to also comment. Let us know, what do you use? What, now I'll tell you, Skip can tell you, I bugged him up and down and all around when I first met him, because I was introduced to him as, and I'm like, will you write me a song for my nonprofit? And then also, how do you edit? And will you watch this? And he's like, okay, yeah, like, okay, 10 minutes, you can do it in a minute. You can do this, you can do this, you can do this. Okay, so I literally watched YouTube's like up the kazoo, and I finally figured it out. I use, and we have no alliances here. No one's making money. This is all just what we are using. I use Camtasia. That's what I use. It's simple, very easy. Okay, so with that, and I use it for screen share or screen recording and for editing. So that's mine. And Kim, what do you use?
I have two. I use Movavi, Movavi. I use their very simple, it was like a $60 one-time purchase. And then I also use Filmora, the free version. And they both, they're great complements to each other. I use it for all sorts of things. And my skills have simply grown over the years. So it started very simply with what can I use, and then finding something, and then just playing around and experimenting.
Perfect. Okay, Skip, we only have about 3 minutes left, but I want to, what do you use now? Guys, this is an Emmy winning videographer. Yes.
I use Final Cut Pro, and I've used Avid, a bunch of stuff over my career, but these are tools, and pick the tool that fits you. It's like a screwdriver. Don't get an electric screwdriver or a drill press or whatever that's overkill for what you need. Start with what you can use to tell a story.
Absolutely. Now, Juanita, of this, are any of the ones that you mentioned editing programs on your phone? Because there are many on your phones, guys.
Yes, you can have, I mentioned Clipchamp, I mentioned KineMaster, CapCut. You can actually have a mobile version of KineMaster and CapCut on your phone. And these are all programs to me that are very similar. So some of them have a few more features than others, but just, if you learn the one, you can basically work on the other one. So one thing I want to quickly add is, don't be like me, guys. Name all your documents and all your renders, because sometimes I have to go back and click on 20 projects because I can't remember where they are.
Oh, I was so bad in the very beginning, and anybody that knows me knows this. I had to just download it again because I couldn't even find it in my computer. It had to be in the most recent stuff. I didn't know how to find anything for the longest time. So guys, if we can be doing this, you can too. All right. And then, Janice, I do want to ask you, because we're getting down to it and we have only a couple minutes left, and I want to have everybody be able to leave something with us. But what is it that you would like to share? Because you're someone that this is new to you, and you're overcoming this. How is it feeling? Are you feeling pretty proud of yourself that you're starting to do this? And how is it feeling?
Well, the videoing, I don't know. What I basically do is I take pictures and I send them to Skip, and I say, do something with these. And that works for me. But like when I first got my MacBook, which was about a year ago, I challenged myself to do something like a slideshow that cataloged my life and what is bringing me up to the point where I must do the nature connection. So I went through photos and photos and photos, and I kind of cataloged in chronological order the steps in my life. You know how you kind of go around in circles and you sort of try the same things and this, that, and the other, but the common theme in everything through my life was nature. And
Perfect.
So everything from when I was in my 20s and developed a national recreation trail just as a challenge, and got the funding to do that, and did that on, through an organization, all the way up to having flying squirrels right now, in my travel trailer.
And I hate to do this,
Good
guys,
job.
but we are at a point where we're going to have to cut the show down.
Okay.
And with flying squirrels, you know what? They're great. They're wonderful. And and I want to say thank you, everybody. You can do this. You can do this. You can do this. And thank you for all the love that's been shared today for myself. The bottom line is this, is that you have a wonderful life, and it's up to you today to realize how wonderful it is. Video it, take pictures, share with others, and if you need some help, reach out to those that are in your circle that know what they're doing, because you've got them too, and they're going to be thrilled that you're finally stepping up to make those memories. With that, we will have, next week is Father's Day. Kim is our host, and we will see you next week. Thank you all for being with us, and make it a fabulous day. I want to say thank you for joining us today, and welcome you back next Sunday as we once again are joined by a panel of subject matter experts that will explore and focus in on our fabulous lives. Until next Sunday.